everyone this evening. I gotta find you. All right. Paul's busy coughing up his left lung. But, all right. I see what I gotta do here. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Who else is ready for happy hour? I fixed it. Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
It was a little off kilter.
Well, one of those things.
Yep.
That happens.
Hopefully that's better.
Yeah. Well,
and you can see all of our trash and stuff. So yay!
Which trash?
Oh, here we are on YouTube. Okay, good.
Hey,
All right.
Good.
Got it.
Not all the
Hi,
parts.
Peter.
Peter.
Good to see you.
First in the feed. So glad.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, I'm so
Second up.
glad you guys are here. Hello.
It is kind of awesome.
Hi, Lisa and Errol. Oh, Errol, are you back home?
Oh,
Good
yeah.
to see you.
Long trip there.
Hey.
That's some states to cross.
Can you hear us over the air conditioner?
I could turn it down, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really loud.
Well, the microphone is really good in this. And
Okay, well, I hope you can hear us over the air
I
conditioner.
think it's picking us up well. We've done this many times. What do you think?
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
Yeah, the air
Hello.
conditioner it's loud, but it's necessary.
So Linda can see us because we helped her to get her computer up and running again, which decided to conk out.
You helped her
Yesterday.
I
and
think
said,
there was a
Ow!
storm.
Oh man, you know.
So anyway, hi Ryan. Good to see
But
you.
we got her going because we gotta be able to see things. Happy.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, good. Errol's back home. Awesome.
Well, that's good to hear.
Just in time for the holiday weekend,
I
right?
tell you.
Hi, Julie. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Hey.
I haven't seen you in a while, Julie. Glad you're dropping by.
Okay, good. Oh, good. You can hear us. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's good. That's actually, and I would say that's a good measure, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
So,
Good.
well, what do you know? Here we are, as promised from last week. We're not talking about police detectives. You saw all that M Squad, Dragnet, that kind of stuff. No, we're talking about private detectives.
Private
PIs.
detectives this evening.
Private dicks, that kind of stuff, you know?
One of these days we'll have to do spies. But
I'm seeing some spies in one of those records back there. But yeah, right now,
I know, but
we're going to hold the
hi,
uncle.
Ron. Hello, Ron.
Hey.
Hello, Julie.
Oh, howdy.
Hi, Amy. Good
Wow.
to see you all.
Ping.
Yay. Okay, good.
Wow, this is really
People
going
are
to
hi, Jamie. Good to see you guys. Okay, people are showing up. It's like a party. People are showing up.
Well, it's funny because when we
Oh,
first
Julie, we miss you too.
when we first tuned in, it was like not much. And I'm like, well, I hope everybody got the the memo about the change in day because this is Thursday, not Wednesday. But guess what? Y'all did. It's awesome, and it's so good to see you all. Yeah, we've been
I
shooting.
should just start right now and say next Thursday we're going live a little bit later.
Yeah.
So we will update, but it's going to be a little bit later. Not too much later,
Just
but
a
a little bit later. So
Just a little.
yeah, but
So we'll let you know. Then
Yeah.
We'll let you know the theme, and we'll let that rip. We've been just finished shooting. What was it? 156 episodes. Because we're like that. We wanted to get a little ahead on this because it's going to be heavy in the next month.
we shot 5 videos today.
I can be honest and say, yeah, we're ambitious, and you're taking a lot of classes. I've got a heavy load of work, and we're just like knock out a bunch of stuff, get it done, edit it later. No questions asked.
It sounds like no big deal. Oh, you shot 5 videos? Well, your videos are only 5 minutes. Must have taken 25 minutes, right?
It's like ah ha ha ha.
No.
On the other hand,
No, it didn't. It took longer.
but besides that,
But
Mrs.
anyway.
Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly. But we did it.
But
So
and I
here
really
we are.
I do appreciate that comment from maybe one.
Hi, Bill. Yeah, Bill's.
1 million episodes.
Oh, happy
Seriously.
Canada Day to you, Ryan. And
Central
Bill says
Cali.
it's only 98.
Merely 98.
It was. I got in the car the other day here and it was 99.
99.
Yeah.
Right here on this
1
coast.
million episodes. Yes, Amy. It only felt
Million.
like 1 million episodes.
You know, we understand. We've been watching the weather maps. It has been this crazy. What do they call it? A heat dome. I guess if it's cold, it's a vortex. If it's hot, it's a dome. What the hell? That's the same thing. Hot or cold. It's just either like one extreme or the other. Anyway, this was concentrating itself around, I don't know, Portland, Oregon, in this huge circle that was nailing a ton of the upper Midwest. And wow, I mean, this is an area that's fairly arid to begin with. So that That sounds just brutal. Apparently, the highest temperature ever recorded in the, in the 48 was in Portland. Because my yoga teacher reported this at work.
How hot was it?
I didn't actually take a look. It has to be like 120 or something.
Oh my gosh.
It's been really unseasonal here. Well, I just felt like August.
Oh, right, Amy? Yeah, it was crazy.
100.
I turned off the car and I was like, I've got to open the door immediately or I might die. So anyway.
All those warnings about don't leave your pet in the car, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's a homicide thing.
They would roast, yeah.
I mean, really, it's like...
No, don't do that.
Cruelty. So, like, don't take your pet. Put your pet in the air conditioning and say, hey, take care of yourself. I got to go out and this blasted stuff. Woof. But, so to speak.
So.
In the meantime. And so getting all that out of the way, we know it's been hot. It's been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous and unseasonal and all that kind of stuff. And I hear about these things happening in Portland. I'm like, isn't this the land of about 55 degrees and a really tall Starbucks because you've got to do something against the chill? Not in the summer anyway. Yo!
Whacking the ice bucket. So what's everyone doing for the holiday weekend?
We got a thing coming up, and we're already on to the next holiday, people. Time to raise the flag.
We went away last weekend, so we're not going away this weekend. But
we're in. We had a truly astonishingly good small time. I mean, what I'm saying is like, small. It wasn't a huge thing. It was just some friends gathered up in Lake George, and
it was fun.
We just happened to be there,
really
and
fun.
People are musicians, and they brought instruments. And would you like to get on stage? They're like, well, you can sing. Yeah. So suddenly she's drafted as a singer, and I'm apparently the jack of all trades. So it's like, can you play bongos? I guess so. Can you play bass? I'll show you the notes. I guess so.
Oh no, Bill's in Facebook jail. Sorry to hear that.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, Amy says it's going to be 60 tomorrow. I know, isn't that crazy? It's supposed to be like 63 here on Saturday.
Let's see.
From 100 to 60.
Sunday's 120. Friday is 60. It's like, that's only, a doubling or a halving within about 4 days. Halving. It's a halva with a G. A halving? What? Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of temperature extremes over the past 10 years or so, where you get into the car in the morning. I would get in the car in the morning and it would say about 30. I mean, just like cold, kind of cold. Get to the train station, hop on a train, fall asleep. 90 minutes later, I wake up and I'm like, in Hoboken, and it's like it's 50. I'm like, we gained 20 degrees. Get to work, it's like 59, and suddenly it's 70. I'm like, we gained 40 degrees?
Peter's working all weekend.
Ah, wow.
I get it.
Yeah.
Heat dome. Okay, Jamie says heat dome. The Weather Channel is an entire department dedicated to making up names for weather phenomena, run by a lady named Stormy Sprinkles.
Well, thank you, Jamie. That's actually a really good laugh after a pretty full day.
Well, Peter, I can't resist an invitation like that. How about a cocktail?
How about a cocktail? And Jamie, I think you deserve one too. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I want to meet this Stormy Sprinkles sometime and say, hey, is that your real name?
Johnny says pontooning and fireworks. Well, that sounds like a perfect way to spend 4th of July.
That sounds like a thing.
Hi, Dana. I know, it was such a good weekend. It was great. It was fabulous.
Spontaneous music for other guests of the unsuspecting guests of the hotel. And the hotel bar happened to be open, which was a little unusual.
No, that was
usually
exciting.
It's closed at this time of the year, but they managed to keep it open. They had somebody on staff. I talked to the two gals on staff. They were great, and they got that beautiful pool there. We got in it. It felt pretty good on Sunday, I got to tell you. Wow. And as a matter of fact, spoiler alert, we happened to see the Star Trek exhibit, The Experience, up in Ticonderoga, New York.
Oh my gosh.
This is unbelievable fandom. I mean, a fan of the original series got the blueprints and reproduced the sets.
Lisa says,
this is insane.
Lisa says, all us Facebook felons ought to change our profile pictures to mugshots.
Yeah, really.
With the feet and inches markers behind us, right?
Face up profile.
Exactly, yeah.
Really, seriously.
Oh my gosh.
You got to get this interested. You could dummy that up so easily. It'd be hilarious. I need to see your mugshot next time. Just.
Oh my gosh.
You have been evil on Facebook. I have? Oh, really? Okay. Well.
Yeah.
As if.
No comment.
Yeah, seriously. But
no
boy,
comment.
more than everybody here has experienced all of these, condescending fingers from the socials. So,
Rand says, like 107.
Yeah, what did you see?
Wow, spent the day floating down the river on an air mattress. Oh my gosh!
Now you're talking.
That sounds good to me.
Oh, it's Caesar. That's like a Bloody Mary with a clam.
Oh, Bar Trek episode. Yeah. Daniel, that's a great idea.
Bar Trek.
Yeah, we could do that.
Or should we say... Well,
we bought the flask.
We did, in
It's
fact.
really hard to open this box, but it's very well sealed.
I can't get it, Captain!
But I'll show you.
Yeah, here we go.
The flask.
It's the flask.
We haven't used it yet, as you can see, because it's still in the plastic bag.
You have to give it a rinse-a-reno, but here it is, and you can
But
make
when
it
we do
happen.
the Bar Trek episode, we do have the To Boldly Go flask. So
Shouldn't this say? And I just want to make a point of this. I think they missed a trick here. Shouldn't this say to boldly imbibe, where no
Amy,
man has imbibed before?
they need to get on board. You've got to go. It's so amazing.
If you're a fan,
in
any way, shape, or form, even if you happen to enjoy the Next Generation more than the original series, you'd still be astonished.
You will be astonished. I was not prepared for how great it was.
The level of detail on this thing
it's amazing.
is so far beyond fandom. You're like, good grief, could somebody be this geeky? No, the man is obsessed.
Yes.
And he's got a team of people working on this, and it's like, the detail has to be right. There are sections of this that are unfinished because we don't have production stills that show us what was there. So I'm not going to do anything with it until we find them.
I really love that. Yeah, he had just a couple of, you wouldn't have noticed it. I never would have noticed it if he hadn't pointed it out. But unfinished sections, because he didn't want to do it wrong.
No. Corner of McCoy's office.
And I think most of us would have said, oh, just put something in there.
Put something in there.
Nope, not him. Mm-mm.
Oh, man, you're waiting until that happens. Yeah. In the meantime, the rest of it's finished because they got good stills of this stuff. And, engine room with that forced perspective thing. This is very cool.
Yeah, it is really, really cool.
Really pretty, really, really astonishing.
I'm sure, you know what, I bet if you posted, you could find people to go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're hitting Lake George...
Just leave the people who don't want to go at the pool, and you go.
And you'll be back at the end of the day. Because it's going to take you about an hour and change to get up to Ticonderoga. And you're just traveling the length of the lake, and it's a lovely ride.
It's a beautiful ride. It's like a half-day thing.
Really amazing.
Highly recommend.
Ticonderoga is a really cute town. You can have yourself a good slice of pizza up there, that kind of stuff. Or whatever it is that you eat.
We actually didn't get pizza there, but okay.
Yeah, but there was a nice looking place. And
you need to go. If you want to go, you should go, because it's really not to be missed.
And it's apparently in old IGA. So you're like, I'm in a parking lot at what looks like a supermarket. Okay. Yeah. But then you step inside and there you are on Desilu Stage 9. This is literally what they've recreated. They've recreated a Desilu stage set. And you go past the doors, by which I mean, whoosh, whoosh, and you're in. You're in the corridor. You're ready to go to the transporter room.
Yes. See, Jamie wants a Star Trek episode too. Okay.
Faces on Stun Punch. Just as long as nobody mixes genres
we can do that.
And mixes fandom genre and tells me you got to make a Pangalactic Gargle Blaster.
Nope.
Because I'll say, as soon as you send me, we'll be in. Oh boy.
I won't say that because that's too geeky even for me.
We can make the photon torpedo. I think that could be entirely done.
Okay, I want to make a drink.
Make a drink. Okay, here we are.
So
there we go. All right, I'm wasting time. Wasting
for
time.
my first drink.
20 minutes in, we don't have a drink.
Back to the private eyes.
In the meantime, we're talking about the private dicks. I mean, we're talking Mannix. We're talking, not Colombo. He was actually a police detective.
He was a police detective.
Cannon, Barnaby Jones.
77 Sunset Strip.
Hawaiian Eye. Yep.
Surfside 6.
The list goes on and on and on. Bourbon Street Beat.
Yep.
And that's the one where, I'm trying to think of who it is. The big heavyset guy on Bourbon Street Beat.
Richard Long?
No.
Andrew Duggan?
Yes. Andrew Duggan would come in, he would just enter punching. Pow! What a brutal show. Set in Orleans, what do you expect?
Okay, so we got to write down this one.
Heavy drinking show, too. I got it.
Okay, 1 ounce. Okay, so for my first drink, I'm making something, a tribute to one of my favorites, Charlie's Angels, which I'm going to call
Charlie's
Running in Heels.
Which they did frequently.
Running in Heels starts with
a stunt.
1 ounce of dark Jamaican rum. And then I'm going to do 1 ounce of coconut rum because we have it. I don't normally keep coconut rum, but you know what? Sometimes it's just the
A
thing.
quality of coconut rum on hand.
Like when you're making a Charlie's Angels drink.
Well, you know, you see them frequently in joints. Like, I'm in a disco, or I'm in a bar,
All right, this
or I'm in a bar that looks like a disco.
isn't working for me here. I keep hitting it.
Well, then move it over.
So, yeah.
And done deal.
Okay.
Got it?
All right. We took
I'm in
care
a
of
bar, I'm in a disco. I'm in the bar that's in the disco. And I need a drink because you got to, like, fake that you're really participating in this stuff. So, like, you know, Cheryl Ladd will be like, you know, hi, you know, give me Manhattan extra dry. You know, that kind of thing. Oh, Harvey Wallbanger. And they'll, like, you know, deliver the drink to her. And she has to actually start drinking this damn thing. She's on duty. Man.
But they're undercover.
But they're undercover.
They're undercover detectives.
So they have to
don't
be, like,
ever
really
go out as themselves.
subtle and stuff like that. And, you know.
So,
And then she can punch the guy
1
out.
ounce dark Jamaican rum, 1 ounce coconut rum. I'm going to do 1/2 ounce acai liqueur.
Ah, got it.
And let's see.
In case anybody thinks I didn't get that little squiggle under the C, I did just get that.
I am a klutz tonight.
Oh, take your time. You've been working.
I know.
I mean, you're not a klutz.
I'm sort of a klutz tonight.
Got the acai. You need some
I'm
sour in
going
there.
to I am. But first I'm going to do a dash of ginger liqueur. Just a little dash. Dash. Not even a 1/4 ounce.
Dash. Name your dash. And
And lemon or lime.
that's lime. I had to think for a second. What is that? Oh yeah, lime.
3/4 ounce fresh lime juice.
Always fresh, please. Your
Look, I
drinks,
want something else too.
your drinks will be better.
Let's see.
It's really good sour so far. You could put some bitters in there.
I think I might do the walnut. I'm going to do a dropper
Dropper.
of Boy Drinks World aromatic walnut bitters.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
You need some of that?
Thank you. I need some ice.
How about some really big chunks? You got some big chunks here. Use them,
Those
folks.
are icebergs.
Icebergs work perfectly fine.
Let's see.
Oh, typical American iceberg, eh?
Oh boy. Hi, Joe.
Hello, hello. Hey!
Oh my gosh, Julie's grandparents ran a restaurant in Ticonderoga.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, lovely little town, you know. It's great. Yeah, that's right.
Benny Hill had a hilarious skit, Lisa sang, with
Cloud
Columbo and
Ironside.
McCloud.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
gosh, that's hilarious.
Benny was just
Hi,
one
Gary.
of those people who did that wacky ribald stuff, and sometimes it's pretty juvenile, and sometimes it's bloody hilarious. He's a classic of the genre. Yeah. Hey, Gary. Good, it's good.
Okay, running in heels.
So we have a request for a bar track.
I know. I think we can make that happen. Okay, we can make it so. All right. Strain into a cocktail glass. My strainers are sticking together. Got it. Okay. Strain it. You could pour this with the ice into a rocks glass. It would be just as good. I just happen to want mine up, but
Yep.
do you? All of it. And I'm going to add a twist. Just like an episode of a TV show, it has a twist. Oh my gosh, that's so good. You gotta come try this.
I will.
And bring wipes when you come, please.
Oh, we have some right
Oh, all right.
You're good.
I got some spray.
Yep, yep.
It's already sticky back here.
That's life.
Okay.
Lemon.
Thank you. Oh, good.
Then what did I do?
Well, I used the lime, but
Yes. Well, that was good.
would you mind?
I don't mind at all.
Thank you. All right, running in heels. This is really good. You gotta try it.
All right. Move some things out of the way, and let's try some heels over here. Running in heels potentially sounds a little condescending, but I got to think, if you are
No, they run in heels.
a
It's not
lady,
condescending.
and you have 4-inch heels on, you're running in them, that's
Or-
a skill.
If you're a guy running in heels, I don't judge.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's good.
I don't judge.
I mean, look, I frequently wear heels. They're just like about half an inch high. So, men's shoes. But if I were wearing the big heels, that's a skill.
Mackie Clifton says
Hey!
hello. Hello. Hi, Janice.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, okay, you're watching on YouTube. Well,
Oh, wow.
I'm glad to see you.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Let's see. Take a look. Feel free to comment
Hello,
on YouTube.
Stefan and
perfectly
Sunny.
fine.
Hello, good to
Yeah.
see you. Yay.
Indiana,
All right,
baby.
People are checking in.
Midwest represents.
Yay.
You've been through this brutality for the past few days. It just like
Right.
motored over like middle of the country. It got wicked.
I need to clean
So
up.
I believe it's actually getting a little more civil over there,
Thank you.
and it's getting a little more civil here.
Right.
We had some heat, and even when we went up north by the lake where it should have been a lot cooler, it was hot. It was hot.
That's okay. I don't mind because I went in the pool.
I don't mind. I went to the pool. I don't ever complain about heat. When it gets hot enough to like cause like severe distress to people, I think it's really a shame. But me personally, I will actually endure because soon enough it will be cold.
Oh my gosh. Random cocktail news. LG has craft ice refrigerators that dispense large spheres. Oh my
spheres?
gosh.
Good grief!
Wow.
What will
okay.
LG think of next? LG, life's good. Well, if my refrigerator gives me spheres of ice, life is good. Ha!
We were just thinking yesterday we need yet another refrigerator because we only have 3 working refrigerators in this house.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben. Oh, Ben would like to see you run in heels.
Okay, Ben. I'm not going to put on spike heels and try to do anything
Oh,
in those.
why not? Or running in platforms.
But
okay,
guess what, Ben? I happen to have an excellent pair of disco shoes with 4-inch heels, and I will
Those
run
are
in
platforms.
those. Those are platforms. They're a lot more sensible than those spikes,
I'm afraid they might fall apart.
but they're equally nuts. So yeah, I'll do that. Actually, we did a party a couple years ago where I was in those for about 6 hours. I did it.
You
At the
probably
end of
couldn't walk for
at the end
2
of that
days.
time, I was really happy to be out of them. But I tell you, you want to do a little hustle on those. It's a skill. It's a skill. So in the meantime, we need a little something for me too, because you got a nice little thing, which I will sample again. Don't mind if I do. Use that lemon peel. That's a really nice sour. Well, I was just thinking.
Know.
I was thinking about these private eyes of your what? Your yesterdays. And I believe this was a Desilu show, wasn't it? Mannix? Wasn't that produced? Was it Desilu? I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Different network, have to find out. Score by Lalo Schifrin. He actually scored Mannix, that tough guy, with a waltz time theme. That's pretty awesome.
Are you
It's a
doing
really,
a Mannix drink?
really great theme, too. I think you need a Mannix drink. And I'm thinking, Mannix, tough guy, he always enters punching. He's always like, I'm not a cop, I'm a private eye. And he's like, pow, A couple of people get shot before the credits. That's the kind of show it is. Mike Connors, tough guy. And I'm thinking, what would the tough guy drink? Is he going to have a shot of 100 proof bourbon? He's going to take some rye straight out of a dirty glass. Is he going to take his Manhattan, kind of gritty or whatnot? I'm thinking he's one of those guys who at the time had switched to vodka.
Why are you thinking that?
I'm just thinking he's one of these guys who's not as tough as all that. Maybe he's got a soft side. Maybe that's the thing. So.
Oh my gosh. Ryan says the world record for the 100-meter dash in heels is 14.53 seconds. I love that you know that.
We saw a band once where the bass player had 4-inch heels. And so did the singer, but she took hers off. He kept his on. And when I went
I remember that.
I went up to him afterwards and said, okay, so the first thing that happens is you take your heels off, but he leaves his on, and he starts bopping around like mad. I'm like, how the hell? He says, I did football practice. Well, that's some astonishing muscle
That doesn't
power.
mean anything to me, but
That
okay.
doesn't mean much to me. But good grief, there it was. I think that was Lovetta Smith and the Motel 6. I might be getting the name slightly mutilated, but that was about right. It was definitely in the Hotel 6. They were
Where
like
did we see them?
really grungy rock and roll. They were great. We saw them at a burlesque festival.
That's right. Okay.
At the, not the Bowery Ballroom, Highline Ballroom. I can remember these
Oh,
things.
right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was fun.
They were astonishingly good.
That was fun.
Lots of fun.
All right. So, what are you calling this masterpiece?
I gotta call this thing the
Mannix.
Mannix is what Mannix? I gotta find that out. It's like his special. Mannix special. We'll adjust that later. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think the man drank?
I don't think he drank vodka.
What do you think he drank?
I think he drank bourbon.
Well, that's what he thinks he drank. So what the hell? I'll get a shaker.
Old man beer.
Yeah, he probably would drink the old man. We need about a shot worth of the bourbon.
Okay, well, if you want to be different, you could do gin.
Well, he could be a martini drinker, that's for certain. But he'd have to vary it up.
Everyone was a martini drinker back then.
You know, there's probably episodes where you find out.
Oh, Ryan had to look it up. I still love that you looked it up.
I think that's kind of crazy to be in flats. You know, if you were in a pair of Adidas, that's pretty bloody fast. But in heels, wow. I think I'm going to break something to do that. So I'm going to go grab. I happen to have a surplus shot of bourbon over here.
A surplus. I don't think it's a full shot though.
No, it needs to be enhanced.
You need to, yeah,
Well,
round it out.
Don't mind if I do. Do I have another bourbon here?
I brought the bourbon over.
I have another bourbon. I happen to have some good wild turkey. You know, Mannix seems like a wild turkey kind of guy.
All right. Well, okay, so a shot of wild turkey.
Yeah.
I'll say wild turkey.
Yeah, shot of wild turkey. He's the guy who's going to walk in the bar and say, "Yeah, give me a shot of wild turkey."
I won't even say. Here we are, like.
Call for his liquor by brand.
There probably is a whole wiki fandom page about what he drank, but
there is for everybody
I've
else.
never seen it, so.
You know that he was seen in some episodes with a drink. Probably
Hi, Doug.
in a highball glass. Maybe in an old-fashioned. Yeah, he seems like an old-fashioned kind of guy. Oh, sorry about that. Whittering squirrels.
Doug's here, hello.
Yeah, you're telling me about the squirrels. All right,
Okay,
a third of an ounce of dry vermouth. He sounds like a dry Manhattan kind of guy. But you know, Mannix, much like Bond is particular, he wants his a certain way. And what does he want in that drink? I bet he wants a dash of bitters. Not unusual so far.
2 dashes.
2 dashes, actually. Make that 2. I'm not a cop. I'm a private eye. And he wants...
That's what you should call it. I'm not a cop. I'm a private eye.
I'm not a cop. I'm a private eye.
Okay,
Just
hold
name the
on.
drink. Here we go. Don't you love how we can just do this on the fly, folks?
It's a good thing we can.
Alter up the drink like, woo, bang, you know? How do you do that? I don't know. It's our secret power. Which is more like, superheroes than private eyes, but we'll do that in the future. In the meantime, we've had a request.
Yeah, I was thinking we need to do superheroes too.
Well, this could be done.
I have a perfect dress for it.
We have already have
the
a
dress.
special request to do. Bar track.
We're going to be busy.
I think that's going to be like a really great place to be. Well, Trek itself, the whole universe has all sorts of drinking. You've got that whole Saurian brandy thing. You have those decanters, which as it turns out were Dickel decanters that were designed to look like powder flasks, ones. They just dolled them up to look like something else. You've got, Montgomery Scott actually has some really fine scotch in one episode. And then, of course, in the, I believe, Deep Space Nine, you've got, like, the bar there. It's a little seedy. I think I could use that little dropper worth of maraschino, if you don't mind.
I think I put it back. Oh, I did.
Yep. But guess what?
And it's sticky.
I think the man would say, like, make me a dry Manhattan. Throw some bitters in it, if you would. And you know what? You got some maraschino back there? Oh, I don't know, Chief. Maybe you should find some maraschino on. I think I can find some maraschino. Yeah. 2 dashes of that.
2 dashes maraschino liqueur. Okay.
I mean, it's not like he's Buddy Love. He's not like a complete cretin, but He would probably tell the guy, "Yeah, I like the way I like it."
Shake with ice.
Find an iceberg to stick in there. That's a pretty good iceberg. Huh.
That's pretty big.
Nice. I love doing that because look, you pour the liquor over it and it immediately starts to melt.
Yep.
Boom.
Science.
Ultimately, not a huge drink.
So.
For science.
Shake with ice.
It's nice until it's really, really cold. And let's find a chilled cocktail glass.
I was going to say, are you cocktail glassing it or rocks glassing it?
I don't have a chilled cocktail glass. So maybe I'm actually going to do what he probably would do or get served.
He might do a rocks glass.
You know what he would do? He would do a footed rocks glass. We happen to have an excellent footed rocks glass right here. This happens to be a wine
AKA
glass.
a wine glass.
Yeah, that's what it would be. That's very mid-60s. I think that would be the definite thing. Throw some ice cubes in
Alright, strain.
there. That sounds fair right there.
Into a stemmed glass.
Stemmed glass. Notice how I just pivoted
I
just
don't
like
say
that.
a cocktail. Yeah, I don't know. Stemmed glass sounds weird.
Footed old-fashioned.
I'll say a rocks glass. I just say rocks glass.
I mean, it really should be a lot shorter footing to make this perfect, but there you go. Glendora makes it taste better.
You know, nothing's perfect in this world. So
You know, people, I just made a really good tasting Manhattan.
let's see. I want to try.
Yeah, did like that.
And by see, I mean taste.
Now, see, I mean actually handle taste with my taste buds. Dana would like that too.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mm.
Elaine would like that a lot. I know you're both Manhattan
That's really
fans.
good.
Manhattan
Yeah,
fans,
okay.
Boulevardier fans.
I'm happy with that
All
one.
those little notes. If you lack the maraschino, but you happen to have a cherry liqueur, ... I think that would work just fine. Bingo. So there we go.
I think we actually have more people watching on YouTube than Facebook.
We did 2 weeks ago when
I know,
Facebook
it's really
completely
weird.
calmed
It's
down.
kind of like
Maybe people stayed there, and I
Right.
think, fine. We're on both platforms.
all it tells me is Facebook's not telling people we're live.
I don't care. If YouTube is, then good. We're there.
I know.
Bingo. Hello.
But wherever you're watching, we're happy you're here. Thank you.
I'm not going to tell anybody to switch platforms. You like this one or that one? Stay there.
Let us know your favorite private eyes.
Yeah, please. We've been talking about all sorts of characters. We saw some Barnaby Jones recently. He's a real nudge. You know, he's really just like keeps on people, and they're like, oh, I don't know, oh, I'm freaking out, you know. And then he's like, they'll drive off the damn cliff because he freaked him, and he's like, oh, what a shame, you know. But he sticks on to him.
Harry O was a private eye too, right?
Harry O, David Jansen. As far as I can tell.
Oh, thank you, Lisa.
Oh, yeah, cool. I tried to coordinate with her really well, and I think I did pretty well. I don't have an exact...
The funny thing about this dress was I made this dress for... Oh, Duck Tweesy. Oh, Peter, I love it. I love it.
Just in case you think you're getting away with anything.
I made this dress for... we taught a symposium, and it was kind of about like doing cocktails on the cheap, and by on the cheap, we went dumpster diving and stuff.
Really cheap.
But I thought, can I make it... I went to a thrift store and I was like, can I make a dress out of a sheet? So this is a sheet and I bought it. But we had a party and I wore it, and one of my friends said, I love your dress. My grandmother had sheets just like that when I was growing up. Just like, yeah. Oh, M Squad. We had that record up last week.
M Squad.
Petrocelli. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
I love it. I love
Petrocelli.
it. Yes.
Yes.
Good ones.
With Petrocelli, was that David Burney? Who played Petrocelli? I forget now. Somebody's got to check that for me. M Squad, as we made a specific distinction between police detectives and private eyes, and M Squad is actually the police detectives.
That's
but the record was up there last week.
But they're...
You know,
That's
Lee
all
Marvin.
right, because it's all good here. We've been talking about Star Trek.
Hey, Petrocelli. Oh, there you go. Who's playing?
Hold on. Barry Newman.
Oh, Barry Newman with Petrocelli. Oh, wow.
Albert Salmi. Oh my gosh. Susan Howard.
So you mean like Kowalski is Petrocelli? Wow. That's cool. fun rent for a couple of years.
We gotta do a vanishing point video.
Oh man, we're really getting like a little granular here, but that's great. We got 52 of these a year. We gotta go. I actually read a great interview with Lee Marvin in Playboy. It's from February of 1969.
Mackie is going with Magnum PI. Oh, that's a great one.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Magnum PI is
Magnum.
a good one.
I'll tell you something about that in a minute. And and Marvin is Marvin. He's just total iconoclast. He just speaks his mind. He's really off color. He's pretty non-PC. But then he shoots straight, and you're like, okay, so like he's got some language issues, but he was kind of a straight shooter. So really, really good. And those Playboy interviews are a lot of fun to look into. Yeah, I read the magazine, damn it. But and the ladies in it look good. So
he actually does read the articles.
I do read the
Just
articles.
saying.
I tell you, the major thing about the magazine is all of the cigarette, liquor, and hi-fi ads. That's why the magazine is this thick.
True.
So it's just huge. If you're a hi-fi guy, you're like, whoa, cool, a lot of fun. So Magnum, here's the thing. Magnum is really like the third series because you start with Hawaiian Eye in 1959. That ends. A couple years with a pause, and then you immediately switch to Cop Show. 5-0. Which
I didn't know
runs
there
for
was going to be a musical
12
performance.
years. And then you have a minor pause, bang, back to the
San
Private
Francisco
Eyes,
Beat.
Magnum.
Awesome. San Francisco
Beat.
Beat.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know that one. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got something else to look into.
The streets of San Francisco was police detectives, I believe. Am I right? It's Carl Malden.
I haven't seen Streets of San Francisco in probably 20 years.
Great theme.
When it was
by the
on
way.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah. And of course, San Francisco is just built for car chases with all these crazy
Oh,
hills.
yeah.
You're thinking to yourself, police detectives, maybe you're talking Bullet? Yeah, oh, jeez. 1968 Fastback.
Doug says, I can't wait to travel. Maybe I'll visit England, but I'm never going to Midsummer County. It's too dangerous.
That's like being a friend of Jessica
Fletcher
there. Like, oh, Jessica, I think I'm just going to go driving by the cliff.
Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Hey, so good to see you.
Monk. Oh, yeah,
Vote
okay.
for Monk.
Yeah, Monk.
Vote for Monk.
All right.
Obsessive, compulsive detective.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Funny. Tony Shalhoub is hilarious.
He is really good.
Really, really hilarious. He did.
And he's on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
He did that movie a couple years ago. That was pretty amazing, right?
Yep.
And he does the Maisel too. Yeah, he's just great as the father.
Yep.
Fun
Love
stuff.
him.
I'm thinking of who else was like literally Private Eyes. Have we mentioned?
Rockford Files.
Rockford. Yeah.
Yeah, Rockford. I love Rockford. And he
Rock-
lives in a trailer on the beach.
He's in his rusty trailer with Dad. It's just crummy.
I might have to do a Rockford cocktail.
And
a rocktail.
You think that I got to run out and get the cheapest bottle of bourbon I can, and some really bad ice.
Yeah, Barnaby will help you out. Oh. I love it.
But Rockford, I watched that regularly as a kid. It's a great series because it's really low key. He's driving around in a pretty hot car. He had like a Camaro, I believe, gold-colored Camaro, and he's always getting beat up. He encounters people and they're just like bang. He's always getting roughed up. So he's really a sad sack of Private Eyes. But then he figures it out.
The first 74 Pontiac Firebird.
Sorry about that, folks. I confused the Camaro with the Firebird.
But when you search on Rockford, it's like the first search that comes up. So clearly, you're not the first person who's had that question.
It's this idea of like what's what. If I'd seen a good picture of it, I might have thought, oh yeah, well you see the hood, you get the Firebird logo, of course.
I just love this description. Garner's portrayal of a private investigator was unforgettable, especially with the adventures in his 1974 Pontiac Firebird Esprit. Oh well, there's that whole. McLeod, the whole mystery movie. But wasn't that Columbo? And he was a police detective.
Yeah, Rockford was a different series.
I think, but wasn't that a mystery? No.
The mystery movie triumvirate starts out with
and Wife,
Columbo, Macmillan, and McLeod. The big three.
Okay. Was McLeod a police detective or a private eye?
He's a police detective.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the police detective out of his element because he comes from, I believe, Oklahoma. And he ends up in the big city. There, well, I'm just investigating this here.
Bill was an extra in Streets of San Francisco. Oh my gosh, that took place with Carol Dona. Wow.
Boy,
Okay, I'm
that's
impressed.
Like 3 pieces of history that brings
I'm impressed.
That brings us right back to Playboy magazine, I tell you.
I'm impressed. That's hilarious.
These funny things. We watched Columbo regularly as a kid, so like Police Procedure, didn't get Dragnet. That was a little early for me. Later, I start watching it, and you're fascinated. You're riveted to Dragnet, you know? I talk about that a lot. But it's so damn procedural. Chips we had, police. I'm trying to think of Private Eyes, but I remember Barnaby Jones. I remember Cannon.
Well,
you know?
Magnum is a great one.
Magnum was always like flying around on a helicopter.
Yep.
He had a hot car, too. And then, like, if you're able to delve into the UHF stations back in the 80s, you probably would have seen Honey West.
Oh, Honey West. That's a great one.
You've got, like, you know, this dame driving around in leather in an Aston Martin, and she has a pet ocelot. Yeah, she'll beat you to the curb. Man.
Elizabeth says, always lament the fact that Robert Urich and Tom Selleck's pilot movie, Bunko, did not go to a TV show, as the guys weren't seen as good enough TV detective material, which is just hilarious when you see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I guess nobody had ever seen Vegas or Magnum. Hello, What is with television producers? Bang.
What was it? Speaking of Honey West's car, I know this wasn't Honey West's car, okay?
Yeah.
But what was the one you saw in Lake George?
Oh yeah, I thought it was an MG.
We were walking down the street, and
you see this amazing little British Roadster. I knew it was an English car.
Pulls into a parking lot, and Paul. It was so funny to watch this from a distance. Paul's just kind of like, the guy is like, I don't know, fixing his tire or something, and Paul's like casually walking around his car, like, and the guy didn't even notice. It's like, you could not have been more conspicuous. If you would have gotten in his car and driven away, you would not have been more conspicuous.
It would have been surprising. So it would have been his wife. But no,
what
I
was
didn't
it?
do that.
It was in Austin, right?
Austin Healey.
It was in Austin Healey.
Wow, was this a slick little
That
car?
was cool.
Convertible. Wow. Probably about a 1961.
Yes, Spencer. Yep.
Spencer is Robert Urich.
Confusion between Pontiacs and Chevrolets would have been punished by quartering in the Middle Ages if they had Buicks back then.
I accept my punishment, sir. I throw down the gauntlet. I challenge you to.
Hilarious.
You'll rail.
I love the hilarious comments.
Hey, you know something? Pontiacs, Buicks, I don't care. We drive Mopar. Bang. We drive Kowalski's car.
Which is why we need to do a vanishing point video.
He's not a private eye. As he states, he's a car delivery guy. That's him.
He's a sort of junkie.
Anybody a fan of that movie? There's a lost scene that got cut. Featuring...
I forget. The gal.
Yeah, the gal. Charlotte Rampling.
I was going to say Charlotte Rampling, but I thought it was wrong.
He's driving. It's dark. He's driving. He sees a hitchhiker. He stops. He picks her up. She's very enigmatic.
Yep.
We think she's illusory. It's a really, really great scene, and it makes the movie, and they cut it! Damn!
Yeah.
So,
it makes a lot more sense of the whole love scenes in that movie, I will say that.
It makes like more sense of the loose ends in the picture.
Yeah.
Because it's a little scatterbrained otherwise. I like it, even outside of that, but like, you really got to see this scene, you know? You can see the scene up on YouTube, so check it out.
Well,
we're here on YouTube.
I had another drink in mind, but...
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
I think I might want to go with Rockford. Anyway.
Got that synth lead going on, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's very synthy.
If we only had our musicians here. Oh, we do. Hey, Dan. It's that weenie synth lead going on. Boom.
That's a good name for a drink, but not for this one. The weenie synth lead.
Those, like, total wiener synth noises. Very Casio.
The weenie synth lead.
There are specific synthesizer noises that I can identify, like that original Moog sound. It's a really, like, fat analog synth
Okay,
noise.
you know what? I'm going to call this one Trailer on the Beach.
Trailer on the Beach. So the deal with... We're talking about...
Trailer on the Beach.
Oh, yeah, Rockford, right?
Yes.
I was also thinking of...
I think he's from Oklahoma, too. Dennis Weaver was from
believe he
Oklahoma, and I
is.
think James
I
Garner was
believe he
also from
is.
Oklahoma.
Yes. We were talking about Harry...
Oh, Moonlighting! That's a good one. Good one, Joe.
Yeah, Private Dicks.
Yeah, Moonlighting. That's a great one.
Which makes me think...
Eddie Valiant.
Eddie Valiant?
Eddie Valiant?
Oh, wow. Was that like a radio show or TV or what?
I don't even know that one.
We're going to look that up.
I have so much watching to do.
I'm thinking of like all of these... You think about the guys in the novels.
It's a great one, Gary.
Because we haven't even gotten into what's an obvious private detective. How about Nick Charles and Nora?
Oh, yeah. Well, this was
man.
TV.
We're talking
They
TV.
were movies and radio. But...
Although, wasn't there a Nick and Nora TV series?
Oh, that's right.
Yes, there was.
We did see an episode of that. It didn't run.
Mm-hmm. I'm wrong. It's Mr. and Mrs. North.
Oh, I like Mr. and
Mrs. North. In the series, they're basically playing like Nick and Nora Charles. They're not playing that as an office.
We could do a Mr. and Mrs. North drink.
Yeah.
I think that one would have gin.
It's kind of a fun series. Richard Denning.
That would have gin.
Yeah. And Phyllis...
Newman.
Newman? Okay.
Is that Phyllis Newman?
We gotta think about that.
I thought it was. I'm going to look it up.
Yep, let's take a look. Big fun. There's all sorts of private detectives. I'm thinking of movies. Dick Powell eventually ended up playing a private eye in pictures, and he ended up being like a really brutal character.
Phyllis
Kirk! Thank you.
Phyllis Kirk.
As Nora Charles.
Phyllis
2
Newman
years
was
this thing
someone
ran.
else.
Wow.
Wow, it ran 2 years. Oh, it had Nita Talbot. She was also on Bourbon Street View.
Oh, yeah. And Peter Lawford as Nick
Phyllis
Giles.
Kirk. I don't know her except for this.
She was in some things.
I've heard of her, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with her. Yeah,
Nita Talbot was in a bunch of stuff, as a matter of fact.
Nita Talbot was in tons of things. Oh, wait. Doug says, sadly, I have only found comfort in Chevrolets and Lincolns of late. If you don't consider my 66 Honda S800, which puts sprites and midgets to shame, I think I have it over the Lotus and Austins of the era. Your car's very cool.
You'd have to go ahead.
I have seen your car.
You'd have to go head to head with that Austin, which was a lot of fun.
Up close and personal.
A lot of fun. I got to tell you that it's such a compact car. I would say, like, hey, you have to get like an 8-track player in there, but there's no room. You need a play tape player, and I know where to find the software.
Is it in our basement?
No, it's in Ohio. So yeah, you need that. You need something with a compact 8-track player. Yeah, they have these things. It's hilarious.
All right.
Even smaller tape player for such things.
I think we need to do a
would
Mr.
work,
and
though.
Mrs. North drink, but I'm also thinking of the trailer on the beach.
What's Jim Rockford drinking anyway? Outside of really cheap bourbon.
Thinking about it. That might also be a bourbon drink.
Blended whiskey. We don't have any blended whiskey. We have good whiskey. Looking hard. I gotta wonder.
Pardon me.
Pardon me while I
I need to
investigate these
step
things.
out.
We'll think about
No,
these
okay,
things.
this
I'm trying to
works.
think about
This
who
works.
I was thinking about. Oh, so I was thinking about Harry O. So Harry O is another guy who lives on the beach, although he lives on a
He
boat.
lives on a boat.
Yeah. So that's the sort of thing. But he's basically playing the exact same character that the same actor played in Richard Diamond in the 50s. Richard Diamond had a great theme. I don't recall him living on the beach, but he kind of comported himself exactly the same way. So David Jansen actually just had two roles that are the same damn thing. In the meantime, he also played the fugitive. So he was on the other side of the law.
Yeah.
But that happens too, doesn't it?
I'll
You're working
take a
the
shaker
rye.
if you don't mind.
Well, get that
I'm
going.
working the Applejack.
Oh yeah, the Applejack.
Thank you. Oh wait, this one doesn't have measure marks, does it? Try again, please. Okay. He's having trouble finding a shaker. That works. Thank you. Boy. Someone's got a temper this evening.
No temper whatsoever.
Okay, trailer on the beach. I'm going to start with Applejack. I'm using
That's a good place
black
to start.
dirt, which is our local.
Purchased that recently because I don't think we'd had it, and I said I really want to try this. Really nice product.
Really good.
Bottle and bond. That means it's underproof, which means you could use a little less of it. Most liquor's Eddie proof. I just used Eddie proof in here.
I did 2 ounces. Hope that wasn't a mistake.
So we'll have a kick.
And then I'm going to use some of this Green Bar Grand Poppy Amaro.
You think that Jim Rockford was into Amaro? And
No,
Amari?
but I think it's going to taste Rockford-esque. So I think he had an edge. So the Grand Poppy
How much of that?
Amaro, 1/2 ounce. Green Bar Distillery, which is in Los Angeles.
It's really fun stuff. It's got a really unique flavor.
You didn't trust me for a second.
I was really wondering about that Amaro. It's like, I think Rockford sounds just like a shot in a beer kind of guy. But by the same token, maybe he wants it the way he wants it. He has to push people repeatedly
I'm
until he gets the
taking
results he's
creative
looking
license
for.
here.
Like all of these things.
1/4 ounce apricot liqueur.
You've got a really nice apricot liqueur there.
We can top this with an old man beer if you want.
Only if you want. That's up to you. That is the Combier. We actually were able to score some of this recently. This is yet another excellent French liqueur.
1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. I think that this is a very respectable masculine drink. I don't think Jim Rockford has to be embarrassed by this one.
Absolutely not.
Thank you. And again, this is one that you could do on the rocks or straight up.
If you would like to do it, Howard.
I'm going to do it up. I like my drinks up. But people always ask us, like, but you do all of your drinks in cocktail glasses. I'm like, you could just pour it into a rocks glass. It'll be the same drink with ice in it. Thank you.
Of course. If you don't want the ice,
So I just want to make that
glass
clear.
without it.
This could be a rocks drink very easily.
I was at an event a mere 2 years ago where I asked for in Manhattan, and the gent behind the bar said he couldn't make it because he didn't have the correct glass. I thought you could serve that in a jelly
pour
jar.
it in my hand.
You could serve that in a jelly jar, and it would still be the same drink. I'm just saying. So
Ooh, this is different.
funny but true.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different.
That is a
Right?
little different. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And then hand me the spray. I can't stand being sticky.
Yeah, you're
Thank
getting
you.
pretty sticky behind here.
Oh, all right. So sticky. Right.
What?
Whew. It's no joke, the stickiness of this bar.
Eddie Valent, Californian private investigator.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Who Framed Roger? I haven't seen that since I saw it in the theater when it came out.
How could I miss such a thing? Well,
Okay.
I remember that was one of the few things that I ever projected in college. I was not a projectionist, but
Yeah.
somebody tapped me
Oh,
at
the
one point I did.
Avengers. Janice, good one.
Oh, yeah. Geez, we actually mentioned them the last time. And I totally forgot about that. But hey, you know,
Amy,
Steed and Mrs. Peel.
Pour it on the rocks. You know what? I'll say or on the rocks.
The rocks for
Did
Rockford? Did they?
Yeah, okay, yeah. You know, up or on the rocks. I'm going to put it right now.
There you go. On the Rockford? Yeah, well, that's kind of obvious. You can always do that on actual frozen stones, like we actually have in the freezer behind me.
Right.
That's a popular thing. NCIS Hawaii. Oh, hello.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Really?
Well, Hawaii apparently has some, like, really amazing state-of-the-art film facilities, so wouldn't be surprised to see more stuff being shot there.
I'm just talking about from 1959 till about 1989 or later. You had 3 series shot there.
Right.
I mean, really, just like a lot of principal photography was
Very
shot in Hawaii, not on the soundstage.
Yeah.
50 did a lot of the interiors in Los Angeles, but like, all the rest of the stuff was in Hawaii. And Magnum, all those locations, even Hawaii and I, was shooting a lot of stuff in Hawaii. So I'm not surprised. They should have had like huge facilities years ago, decades ago. Really.
Ellery Queen. That's a good one, Julie.
Wow. Was that the one? That was a series. I think I used to watch that with Jim Hutton.
Do you know what
Wasn't
Mrs. Field drove?
I don't know what Mrs.
You might be
Field
right.
drove.
Oh yeah, Julie Saints, the show with Jim Hutton.
Bingo. Yes, definitely. Because I remember, I think he contracted cancer shortly thereafter, and it's like,
Right? Yeah, he died. I know he died really young.
But he was in that series. It was kind of hokey because it was done as a sort of 40s serial, and every episode, like the villain had to like try
Doug,
to
you're
run.
right. I just googled it. You're
Lotus.
right. The Lotus Elan.
That's a really cool looking car.
That's a very cool car.
I mean, hello. I happen to enjoy what we drive, and I would drive the 70s version of it in a minute. I'd have to learn to drive stick, but what the heck. But that's a really good looking car.
Lee can't stand being sticky either. Thank you. Drives me nuts. I'm incredibly anal that way. I have no shame about it either.
I gotta tell you, if I'm mixing, I need to clean my hands. I can't be like, when we start this broadcast, this bar is clean. I don't care if we shot 10 episodes today like we did today. The bar has to be clean. I'm not working on a dirty bar.
Susan, and thank
Damn it.
you.
Hey, thank you so much.
I'm glad you're here.
Appreciate it. Ellery Queen, I almost forgot about that.
Ellery, I do remember Ellery Queen, barely. I was young.
In the same era, I'm going to name check this. They're not exactly private eyes, but how about the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew?
You know what I was thinking too?
Teenage PIs.
Speaking of Hardy Boys, I did think of Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew because we have a Hardy Boys record upstairs, but I was thinking about Heart to Heart.
Heart to Dummy.
Or as my father called it, Heart to Dummy.
I think Linda will recognize that in a second. Oh, wow. Yeah, we used to watch that too.
Heart to Dummy.
They had both done so many series by that point, and we have to think about the fact that if we start talking spies, we immediately land on The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. Man.
Well, we gotta do it. We gotta do it, spies. Probably not next week. I think we need a week in between all of this, but yeah.
But fun stuff.
Spies. Yeah, because we could do Man from U.N.C.L.E., Girl from U.N.C.L.E., heck, Wonder Woman even. Yeah. Everyone was a spy at some point back then.
At some point in time. There were so many series that dealt with these things. They came in waves. I mean, you had the cop shows. And the cop shows with a great theme. Well, there's probably precedent for that, and there's some really, really excellent themes in the movies, but the one that just launched it with a bullet, by which I mean a bullet, clearly, Peter Gunn. Oh man, in like 4 milliseconds,
flash on it.
This album sold like 10 million copies.
You gotta step aside so people can see it.
10 million copies, and it meant that every cop show had to have an awesome theme. Great jazz beat theme. I mean, this is where Blake Edwards is like, hooks up with Henry Mancini. I need a theme. This launches a relationship that lasts for about 3 decades. It's absolutely astonishing, and the show itself is cool.
You know what? I can live with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, they're investigators, teenage investigators.
They are.
Absolutely.
I mean, if Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew count, Scooby-Doo counts.
They also drive around in a van.
In my opinion.
It's a cooler looking van than the Hardy Boys, I gotta say that much.
We saw the Mystery Machine. Someone in our area owns a van that's the Mystery Machine.
Reproduced as the Mystery Machine. I saw it parked over there. I took pictures. It's really fun.
Yep.
I love that.
See it around town.
Reproduction vehicles, It's like when somebody decides to make a repro of
Scooby-Doo always counts. Elizabeth, yes. Please. You're correct.
They're investigating. If they're doing it for Scooby Snacks, well, you got to get paid somehow, At the end of the day, they always get their perp.
Am I the only Charlie's Angels fan here, though?
No. Used to watch that. Love them.
Seriously. Oh, yeah, best hair goes to the Charlies. Yes, right.
No, they really had it going on. And I gotta say, they're portrayed as three ladies, right? Okay, they're really helpless. No, they kick butt, man.
Julie, you're correct. Julie says, I always thought it was funny when certain actors would be the bad guy in one show, and you see him at another show and think, yep, he's the bad guy.
Yep.
That's called typecasting.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Arrow like Spies Like Us. Oh, yeah. Oh, the movie. Yes. Yeah, I was going to say the movie.
Where's mine?
Yeah.
Well, Spies
Like Us is awesome.
Spies are spies. We're still talking television PIs, but later. But definitely.
I haven't seen the Mystery Van Coolers, Amy.
Hello.
What?
Is that made by Yeti?
The what?
What?
That says the S800 starts much quicker in 80 degrees Maryland than in 37 degrees New York. Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
We can make it down that river.
I can make it down the river.
You go down that river and you'll find like excellent things on the menu, like bay crabs. Hello.
I want to.
A little bay.
I want to
Anybody?
know what a Mystery Van Cooler is.
Yeah.
I also want to know the person who owns the mystery machine. Like, I feel like we should
I feel like
know
we need
that.
to know this person.
You know?
One of these days, I will see this person walking back to the car and say, "Hey, hi," and we'll go from there.
Give him a card.
And if that person
My card.
if that person looks over and realizes I'm driving the Kowalski car, there could be a connection going on there. There's a few good-looking vehicles in town. Somebody was driving a Studebaker Avanti in town. Really cool-looking
Now,
car.
I actually have a story.
Yeah. You do.
This has nothing to do with private eyes. So I was coming out of the supermarket one day, sometime during the pandemic. Well, I know it's still the pandemic, don't get me wrong, but like back when it
Still
was
going on.
raging.
And locally.
Yeah, locally. I mean, it's still the pandemic. But anyway, about a year or so ago, I was coming out of the supermarket, and there was this old man standing by our car. And he's just waiting for me, and he's like, oh, ha, ha, ha. You know, kind of like, he had this attitude, like, you call that a car? That's a car. And he was driving like a 60s Chevy Malibu, which was a really sweet car. And I was like, oh, hey, that's a beautiful car. You know, talking to him, and like, you could tell he was waiting for me to come out of the store, or waiting for whoever to come out of the store. And you could tell he just thought I was going to be someone else. Like, he thought he would have a fight on his hands, because he wasn't expecting me to say he had a beautiful car. I was like, oh, that's great. And he's like, oh, her. So anyway, I was like, yeah, that's great. Good to see you. Take care.
Bye.
So I drive away, and now half the time when I go to the supermarket, he parks next to us. And I haven't seen him since, but half the time I come out of the supermarket and his car is parked next to our car.
My friend?
Hi, Anthony DiMartini. Good to see you. Yeah, but it's very strange. I call him our friend. I'm like, yeah, our friend was a ShopRite.
Yeah, big fun, dude.
He's following us around. It's kind of weird.
Strange. Who have we missed in these like 60s, 70s cop shows? No, like PI shows. There was a huge thing about this, and certainly I just name checked the one that launched a million themes, Peter Gunn. That was just that everybody had to do a PI show, and it was a huge thing for a while. And suddenly you had Sunset Strip.
I read something
which
today.
Begets Y&I, which begets Surfside 6.
I read something that said 77 Sunset Strip launched the craze, so discuss.
We'll have to take a look at who did what, where, and when.
Discuss.
Because that's 59 and that's 58. So I think Gunn is number
Honey
one.
West is a good one. I'm glad you remember
Honey West
that
is
one. Yep.
Awesome series.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And it's really great to have a lady private eye because, you know, that really, all the perps are like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then she just busts them down to the curb and says, yes.
Them.
What do you got to say about
she
that?
She just flips them.
So that really switches it up. Definitely got to say that. But, as far as themes go, awesome. I love all this stuff. Only has a great theme. No question whatsoever. Want to have them all.
Bourbon Street Beat
I want
is
them all.
a great theme.
Bourbon Street Beat
77
is
Sunset
an album
Strip.
we don't own. Need to. You know.
Oh, Surfside 6.
What is it?
What's that? Surfside 6. An address. Surfside 6. Where is it? In Miami Beach.
Which kind of precedes Tony Rome is out.
Tony Rome.
About
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yep.
Great theme song by Nancy
Yep.
Sinatra. Yeah,
Yep.
fantastic. There are like 3 Tony Rome pictures.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you.
They're a lot of
Hope
fun.
you're enjoying your
Yep.
petty.
But definitely.
Oh, yeah. Joe says, you ever say 77 Sunset Strip on and snap my fingers.
Sunset Strip actually begat this album and also the kooky Ed Burns album, which had a top 40 hit on it. Hello. This
Is that
begat
Kooky Lemire?
this begat a couple of albums from Connie Stevens and one from I think there was something from Bob Conrad and a Ponce
I
Ponce
was going to say
record.
Ponce Ponce had a
Ponce
record.
Ponce had an album out
Yeah.
of that. And there's a Christmas record that has everybody. They're
Yep.
all on there.
Yep.
On Warner Brothers. Warner was really pushing their stars at the time.
He was ripped. Robert Conrad was ripped then.
I tell you. No, he's looking good.
Yeah.
Wow, he's been
He
working
was
out.
ripped.
Telling you. You remember when he
Just
did
saying.
battery commercials? He's like, I dare you to knock it off. That's going to take you back.
Just saying.
Big fun. Big fun. I am out of a thing. I need a thing. So I need to find something.
Honey West.
Honey West would be a
Oh, what else were we talking about?
great cocktail. What would she drink?
Magnum PI.
I feel like she would be like a real sidecar kind of
Or you
gal.
could do the Sam cocktail, although I feel like honey needs her own. Honey's cocktail has to have honey.
Okay.
Just
I
saying.
feel like that should
Honey
be...
West should have
I
honey.
feel like that should be in a coupe. What do you think?
Do it.
Okay. I'm going to do the following.
I'm going to do the following. And then he walks away, so we don't know what the following
I know what he's
actually
doing.
is.
I don't know what he's doing. Got a bunch of stuff over here.
Why did you go that way? That's so weird.
Yeah, it's kind of terrible.
Weirdo, what are you doing? Don't hurt yourself. I wish you could see this. Although, oh, I see what he's doing. I don't want to call 911.
Didn't do it.
Oh my gosh, Anthony waited on Robert Conrad. Really? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Tell us everything.
I think we need the Honey West car. It's an Aston. This is technically Bond's car
no,
because
I
that's
thought hers
what it
was
is.
a Triumph.
No, she's an
Do I
Aston.
have to look this up?
Look it up. She drove an Aston.
Okay.
It's a cool car. She drove it well. It roared like mad. Great vehicle. Honey West car.
Cobra.
AC Cobra.
We were both wrong.
Oh, it's a Shelby Cobra? Could have sworn it was an Aston.
Just saying. I will just say that Chris on Charlie's Angels also had a Cobra.
She had a slight lead from Cobra.
Well, it was later.
Yes. Yep.
Car Nerd Throwdown Brunch. Oh my gosh, yes. Doug, that's a great idea. Our next Sunday brunch should be a Car Nerd Throwdown.
We've been driving really iconic vehicles for at least 10 years now.
We have.
Yes, we have. I would say the PT is definitely an iconic vehicle. Currently, we drive more of a muscle car, which I happen to enjoy quite a bit. So, there we go.
Well, yeah,
Well,
I
this is
like
not
the
exactly a
pickup.
Cobra. It's close enough. For God's sakes, I got an Aston back here. So,
Oh my gosh, Anthony! Oh, wow. Was he ripped?
just asking.
Just asking. But you look at that cover, I'm like, yeah. He was very tan too.
Very.
There's a lot of tanning happening back then.
All right, so
I love the car nerd idea. That's a great one.
big one.
We could all bring our ideas
It
for
is.
our ideal classic cars. I love a car show. I don't own a classic vehicle, but I want to.
You do not want to be charged with restoring it, but you'll drive it.
You know what? I would love to learn to restore one.
Yeah.
I would be up for learning that. I just don't want to go to like classes with a bunch of high school guys.
Probably.
No offense if you're a high school guy,
they
but
can take care of that stuff.
yeah, no, I just want. But I would love to have someone next to me under the hood telling me what to do. That'd be great.
I feel like she's a brandy kind of gal.
Oh, Bert Mustin.
Geez,
He was
yeah.
on Brady Bunch.
He was in everything back then.
I loved, yeah.
No
yeah,
question.
I agree. Bert Mustin.
Absolutely.
Better than Honda CRV, just saying.
You're not saying, but you are saying. It's true.
Area man is just saying.
Well, if I don't have the brandy in back...
Do you want brandy? I can grab the brandy
I think
easily.
she's the brandy kind of gal.
Okay, wait. We're doing Honey West, right?
Yeah.
I hope this has honey in it somewhere.
It's got to have honey in it.
Okay.
We'll find the honey.
Oh, the bus.
We could do that.
Are you just calling it Honey West?
For now.
Okay.
We might just call it Bruce. I don't know.
Bruce! Oh my gosh, Bruce would be good too. All right. What are we doing, brandy?
Brandy.
Okay.
So let's actually start with 1.5 ounces
brandy.
of the
Do you
brandy.
need any honey liqueur while I'm over
Do you
here?
have that?
I could.
Yeah. I'll take the brandy. Oop,
Oh,
so
you
we'll
know what?
start
It might
with
be
a
upstairs.
shot of that, and we'll work with that.
Shoot, it might be upstairs.
Okay. And that's a good place to be. 1.5 ounces. How about some Amari? What do we have over there that would do just great? We got Campari, we have Aperol, we also...
you were completely against Amari before.
I was not at all. If we were talking Jim Rockford, that doesn't sound right. Honey West, that sounds right. Just saying. I kind of think we happen to have...
I'm on it. Hold on.
She's on it.
I'm on it.
You don't say. Sorry. Screech. Oh, really? A little bit of a sour cherry cordial.
Yep.
She could get to that, I would suspect. Probably about a 1/4 ounce worth. What do you think?
Sure.
Yep. All right. And probably the same on the Amaro.
Yep. Sounds good.
These caps get sticky, folks. So, a 1/4 ounce of the Amaro. That would happen to be Campari in this case. This is a highly respectable product to use in this case.
Wait, what did you do? I gotta write it down.
All right. 1.5 on the brandy.
Okay. Okay, what else?
1/4 ounce of the cherry.
Okay.
1/4 ounce of Campari.
Okay. That.
That's what I got so far.
Got the Campari, the cherry.
Probably some sour in there.
Yep.
And some bitters.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with...
I got all the Peychaud's, I'm just saying.
That's an excellent idea. So we're going to go
I thought so too.
with 1/4 ounce of
Just 1/4
lemon.
ounce? Okay. Okay.
2 dashes of Peychaud's. Notice how smooth this action is, folks. And I say we're done. Shake with ice.
Butter bitters. Okay. And what are you doing?
I think it's a cocktail glass.
Okay.
I happen to have a very reputable and excellent sized cocktail glass right here that will make things taste 73% better.
And it's reputable.
It is reputable. Just saying.
I'd hate for you to use a disreputable cocktail.
Who wants their cocktail in a dirty glass?
Disreputable. 1-800-9th wave. I bet Mike and Sandy would guide you through the classic hot rod jungle. I bet they would too.
I think that would be kind of awesome. We have some lemon peel around here.
Mike and Sandy rock. We love them.
Oh, what you mean they rock? And
yeah, they literally rock.
Garnish with
here we go.
Twist of lemon peel.
Dan says, idea, celebrity car show. Dress like the character that had your car from any TV or movie. Oh, that's a good idea. We need a larger budget for that. Okay, this is the Honey West, correct?
Which actually...
That's a really, really good idea.
It doesn't happen to have any honey in it, but I think it's a really...
Does it have any
idea.
West?
No. What do you think?
It's really good. It smells good.
It smells good.
It smells good.
You know, I bet Honey West smelled good. That's the thing.
You did not just say that.
Well, I'm just thinking about aromas. Like she has a really nice perfume. So
You did not just say that.
this does smell good. This is a
It
really
does
nice
smell
aroma.
good.
Yeah. Bang! I could drink that all night.
And I wrote it down so you can drink it.
We could actually do that again. Hello. I like that idea.
So good.
Marvelous.
All right, hold on. I got to look at my list.
Wait.
My idea list.
Wait. Mm-hmm.
I'm not a cop. I'm a private eye. That's hilarious.
I'm not a cop. He says that repeatedly during the series. Just so you know, don't mistake it. Trailer on the Beach just has this idea of, oh, you're on the beach, huh? Yeah, well, check the trailer.
I'm just wondering. This is a really terrible idea. I shouldn't do this.
Well,
No, I probably couldn't even do it. We don't have any moonshine, do we?
not anymore. What do you think?
I'm just thinking of the Charlie's Angels episode where they went undercover as moonshiners.
They bust the still. Oh.
See, this was me not planning ahead because we should have done moonshine for that one.
All we needed was a local liquor producer who was operating underneath the law.
Because they're all going to admit to that.
Well, at the end of the day, you don't need to. You get a license and you produce liquor. Like everybody in our area, we have 4 distilleries we can point a rock at and hit. You know, jeez.
Right.
They're all producing excellent product, really nice product. So,
Hold on.
so there's no need to bootleg around here. Just make liquor.
The wheels are turning.
Gears are rotating, and other gears are rotating. We're wondering about that.
Yes, Sherlock does count.
He is not associated with the police. He is a private investigator. It's entirely true. You also have a Hercule Poirot, if you want to talk that direction. And who is the Poe detective? I totally forget this. This is like essentially the prototype for all the modern detectives. And he really investigates in that exact way. It's pretty fascinating. I totally forget. I read that story a long time ago.
We had one, and it totally went out of my mind. Scooby-Doo. Hold on. I gotta look this up.
Wait a minute. Let's check this out. We might have done this before.
Alright, hold on.
It would be great not to invent the van. Not to reinvent the van. Or the wheel.
No, that's not what I was looking
That's the
for.
cartoon brunch with the Cocoa Puffs.
Shut up.
Yick, yick, yick.
Shut up.
I'm not saying anything. Are you out of thing?
I am, but looking to see if I did a Velma's Demise. We did do a Scooby-Doo.
Orange food color, optional. We need kava though.
And we don't have any bubbles. Damn it. Can't do that one.
Dang.
We have a a Scooby-Doo cocktail.
Mm-hmm. It's good too. I recall that being really, really good.
It is really good.
Well,
There are no liquor stores open right now locally. I
They're
did
all
just check the
closed.
time. Like, no, you couldn't run out and get that.
Just checking that. Is it? No, you're done.
And you wouldn't drive because you've been drinking.
No,
You
I'm
can't
done.
walk to the liquor store right now.
No, I'm done.
It's closed anyway.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know.
We're here to
Okay,
stay.
so
I'm here to serve
Thinking
the
about
viewers who are watching right now.
thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe you can come up with something. Maybe something else. Maybe the Shaggy.
We
maybe
had
the Scooby.
We had a good idea.
Maybe
and
the Fred.
the Fred.
The Fred. He's like the only cartoon character who wears an ascot. Pretty amazing.
The only cartoon character who wears an ascot.
Got a lot of them in ties, but I'm telling you, hard pressed to find another.
Okay, no. I'm thinking, Heart to Heart. That's what I was thinking. Heart to Dummy.
I mean, if you want to talk bow ties, I think Top Cat wears a bow tie. The Heart
Okay.
to Dummy.
I wrote Heart to Dummy. This is a tribute to my father.
Obviously.
Were they even detectives, or were they just a social-like couple who got into mysteries? Anyway, they solved mysteries, so for my thinking, they were private eyes.
Basically, they're playing Mr. and Mrs. North.
Yes.
And ultimately.
Oh, that's what I was thinking, Mr. and Mrs. North.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
And by extension, they're playing Nick and Nora Charles. So they're just monkeying around with this stuff. In high society. Oh, yes, well, we're here at the yacht club and there's been a murder. Let's figure out who has actually murdered the man who has been murdered.
But when you think about it, it's like, this socialite couple has to figure out who committed the murder because the police actually didn't care. So.
Are you just calling the police incompetent or what? I mean,
No, I just think
geez.
that they thought, two dead rich people, no one cares.
Who cares?
So.
Wow. That's kind of cold, I'm just saying.
Kind of, yeah, it is kind of cold, but nevertheless. Oh, wait. Lisa says, we have friends in Moscow that said vodka is cheaper than bottled water. Oh my gosh. Girls asked if they
distilling water.
I love it.
Absolutely, because the water quality is not that good.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
Think about it.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I could do vodka.
Well, we have the vodka.
Do we have vodka? Did we buy some?
You bought vodka.
All right.
The Prohibition. Is that your
I
beck
did.
and call?
All right.
We haven't
I'm doing one
excellent
just
local
as a
vodka.
tribute to my father. I'm calling it Heart to Dummies. So, pardon me, I'll be right back.
Be prepared for the
I have
dummy.
the liquor shop in my own home.
She's got to find the stuff to work with here, folks.
Oh, got it. I've got it. Okay.
How you doing? Yep, but definitely. How much do you want to use?
Let's do an ounce of the vodka and an ounce of the Dorothy Parker Rose Petal Gin.
Oh, vodka gin. Well.
Yep.
Well, that sounds like dummy and not dummy.
And let's see.
What else do you have back there? We have dry vermouth, in case you want to veer in that direction. You could veer in that direction. It's an excellent mixer.
I'm still creating.
We're thinking about these things.
Still creating.
There's dry vermouth, there's sweet vermouth, there's Amari, there's a lot of ways you can go there. The Amari category, of course, has exploded in the past 5 years even. Suddenly you used to have 2 choices, now you have about 1,000,
I've got it.
and they're really fun.
Got it.
Fun and good.
I brought over all these liquors that I won't be using this evening. Got it. Okay.
Okay, so,
I need a shaker.
right up.
This will be another
a measurer, so because I think our
measurer
shaker does not have lines,
Thank
so
you.
you want
It doesn't?
no. So you want to work with that. You want to work with that pointing the shot over there.
Yes. Okay. No, it doesn't have lines, does it? Okay.
Nope.
All right. So
1
we're
ounce.
starting with an ounce.
Small size.
Vodka. Oh, have we opened this? I don't even think we've opened
Good
it.
grief, we haven't.
Oh my gosh.
See. Got it.
We'll get it. We'll get it. Oh, yeah, there's a zip strip. No wonder we couldn't get it. Well, I could do that part. I'm just saying. Oh, Murder by Death is awesome.
Oh, yeah, very fun.
Yes,
Very
Anthony.
fun.
Murder by Death is me.
There are some.
Oh, Amy lost power. No.
No way!
No.
Can you still watch us?
Oh my gosh. Oh, Lisa says, don't you find it strange that everywhere Angel Lansbury goes, someone gets murdered? Yes.
Well, that's
Common
kind of
denominator. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the conceit with that show. And you think, among other things, you don't want to be Jessica's friend.
Right, exactly. And Duck says, heart
story.
to heart is Thin Man for the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Right. I got one more in me, so I'm doing the heart to dummy.
Good things happen when you have some pretty good liquor on hand. So, ounce of vodka.
Is this the ounce one?
That's the pony.
They all look like. Okay, so.
I know they do, but that's an actual pony, folks. 1 ounce.
1 ounce vodka.
Mm-hmm.
We have all of these. I'm going to hold one up so that you can see. We have this one. We have this one. We have this one.
They're all different.
How can you really tell which one is which size? I'm just saying.
I can tell.
Anyway, whatever. Anyway.
If you're a liquor professional, you can tell.
I'm a liquor professional. I'm just saying.
The 1 ounce of the Dorothy Parker Rose Petal Gin.
Yes.
From New York Distilling Company.
Yes.
This is a highly reputable company. We just used a highly reputable vodka from Prohibition Distillery, which is proximate to us up in Roscoe, New York.
Yes.
It's a really, really nice vodka.
And
You think, wow, vodka, whatever? No, this is really clean tasting. Super.
so, I brought over the creme de violette. Let's do a 1/2 ounce of the creme de violette. I hope I'm still using the right
I hope so too.
measurer. This is sort of a martini variation.
It sort of is, so far. If you need a little bit
Or a
of
gin sour variation.
gin sour.
1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. And I'm just going to shake it up and see what we think. Need some ice, if you wouldn't mind.
I never mind.
Thank you.
I like to facilitate what the lady is doing.
Yeah, Murder by Death is amazing. I love it. Oh, Miss Fisher's Mysteries. We've seen a couple of those. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Amy, I'm glad your power's back.
Yeah. I don't want you to be without powers for too long.
Hey, Marcy.
Hey!
Oh my gosh.
Santa
so
Cruz.
Good to see you.
Galapagos.
Hey.
No, that's far flung. It's big fun.
Let's try it. See what we think.
What do you got?
It's maybe kind of small in this glass. This is kind of a large glass. But look at the pretty color.
It's actually completely proportionate to
Oh,
that
wow.
glass, as it turns out.
Glass.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Let's try it.
It is pretty. It's a martini variation. We'll violette. There's a specific note you're going to hit there.
Oh, I like it.
Yep.
Let me know what you think. Heart to dummy, we're calling it.
Ultimately, I think it's actually slightly bitter, and I'll leave D my dear. That's what Joey would say, but I would drink that.
I like it.
But definitely. I'm thinking of the Robert Wagner characters who he played.
Thank you.
It's like Robert Culp. He was always on Columbo playing a complete
Oh, I know.
jerk.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy. So this is good. Do you want to make anything else? Or are you?
I'm still working on this little gem over here. Some really fantastic stuff. I think we've covered a lot of private eyes.
Mm-hmm.
There are private eyes, there are private detectives, there are PIs,
Looking at our...
there are private dicks, there are flatfoots. There are all sorts of these detectives from, well before Nick Charles on up. I think it was the Edgar Allan Poe guy who set the whole theme for the luck of these things. Sherlock Holmes, absolutely. And then you go
I feel like
there.
I know his name, but I don't want to be wrong, so I'm going to look it up.
I keep thinking Hercule Poirot, but that is Agatha Christie. So, not. I'm totally getting this wrong.
Hold on.
Once I hear the name, I'll say, oh, jeez. Yep. Auguste Dupin.
Is that who you were thinking of?
Yeah. That's him.
That's not who I was
Father of
thinking
the detective story.
So I'm glad I didn't say it.
Auguste. Yep. So, look, all these sorts of things. There's always an story well before all of this stuff that just defined us stuff. But at the end of the day, I think Poe kind of defines what the contemporary detective does, and you go from there. And
Sam Spade. Mom was saying, yeah, that's a good one. Sam Spade's a great one.
He's a private dick to beat private dicks.
Yep.
Because he certainly enters punching. And he enters being accused by the police. And he's not having any of it.
I love the murder by death idea.
Well, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. How about the cheap detective?
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Neil Simon. Yep. That's kind of a parody of that last one.
Yep.
So, Murder by Death is a parody, and let's take a parody of the parody.
Exactly.
A lot of fun. I recall, Peter Falk was in there doing the private detective thing.
Yep.
Excuse me, ma'am. I think we need to actually raise that sort of thing and check that out. I'm talking police detectives again here, but.
Yep. Peter Falk and Margaret.
I don't remember who else was there.
Good.
Everybody was in this thing.
Directed by Robert Moore. Okay.
Neil Simon. Eileen Brennan. I remember that.
Yep.
Definitely Dom DeLuise, Tucker Channing, James Coco. Sid Caesar.
And Margaret as Jezebel Desire.
Eileen Brennan, Betty DeBoop.
If you didn't think you needed to watch this movie, maybe you do now.
Listen to these names here. Madeline Kahn, Louise Fletcher.
Oh my
John Houseman.
Mrs. Montenegro.
Fernando Lomas.
Oh,
Marsha Mason. Abe Vigoda, Sergeant Risotto.
Oh my gosh.
I think you need to check underneath the covers there. Phil Silvers, Paul Williams, Emery Bass,
Everyone was in this movie.
Watch this movie.
Paul Williams as boy.
Boy.
No.
It's only slightly condescending, I'm telling you.
Yeah, only slightly. Yeah.
Good grief. Oh yeah, Chan. It's a really terrible characterization.
Oh, Shaft, yeah.
Shaft? Oh,
I think, Dan, you're right. Shaft.
How could we possibly forget the private dick who's the sex machine to all the chicks?
And like that, you just landed us in Facebook jail. But it was worth the going.
Well, I gotta say, if I'm going to be censored, I might as well mention that the original 45 was censored because we own it.
Julie said Shaft too. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
Great minds.
Yep.
Yes.
Give me the word plaid. Oh yeah.
I remember that. Don't wear plaid.
Yeah. Big fun.
Yep.
Shaft.
These are all good ones.
I remember as a teenager picking up the 45 to Shaft. It was a second hand and it was beat. It had been run over by about 4 trucks. And I played this thing, and there's a lyric. They say this cat Shaft is a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
And they censored mother. So that's what happened in 1971. It got censored. This cat Shaft is a bad. I'm talking about Shaft. And we can dig it. Shaft we watch every year.
I love Shaft.
Unbelievable. It's really, really well done. Gordon Parks, photographer, makes a motion picture. He just sends it. Just great.
Shaft rocks.
And we never saw the sequels, This last year we picked up Shaft's big score. Oh!
Oh,
That's
so good.
So good.
So good.
So good. So there you go.
Good.
Big two-pack right there.
Shut your mouth. I'm talking about Shaft.
Shut your mouth.
And we can dig it.
Hey, look.
Oh.
On occasion, we are found in the New York's Greenwich Village, and we decide to have a cup of coffee. Where could you possibly go for a cup of coffee in New York's Greenwich Village?
Cafe Reggio.
Featured in Shaft. That's where he meets the mafia guy. He goes in and says, "I'm looking for a
Nope, can't. Nope,
named
nope,
Shaft."
Nope. No,
And he says,
no, a million times no.
And he says, "You found him. Watch the movie if you want to fill in the blanks."
Yeah, no, a million times no.
But it's Reggio. They actually filmed in there.
The
Reggio's still
guitar
there.
was
You can go and have
amazing.
yourself a cup of espresso in there. I recommend an affogato.
Hi, Abra.
They do it
Good
well.
to see you. Yay.
Yep. Hello.
Glad you made it.
Hello.
The Chukka Wukka guitar, exactly.
Oh, Chukka Wukka.
The Chukka Wukka guitar.
All of you guitarists who are watching here, that is, of course, a wah-wah pedal. This is a very familiar instrument to, say, such guitarists as Pete Townsend, as Jimi Hendrix, as who else was really familiar with that instrument? Out of my head.
Daniel Clam.
Daniel Clam? No. I haven't heard Daniel play a wah-wah pedal.
But he's familiar.
He is familiar. He knows what that does. I'm thinking about the cream. Eric Clapton. Definitely a practitioner of the wah-wah pedal. And then it goes from there. Some of these people that go crazy with this sort of thing. Peter Frampton, yeah, big practitioner of the wah-wah pedal. The wah-wah is nothing more than something that varies the high frequency. So it's a treble or bass pedal. And that makes a big difference in tone.
I feel like this is where we should talk about our wedding dance.
Yep.
Because, you know how with your wedding dance, you do like, oh, the first dance,
Oh, I
blah,
gotta
blah,
do this,
blah.
I gotta do that, blah, blah, blah.
So we decided to take a dance class because we were both interested independently of each other.
To learn for real how to dance.
Right. So we took a class and, well, no, we took private lessons. And like, oh, we're getting married. So we had our teacher choreograph a dance. So we started with the theme from The Odd Couple. And I think people were watching it thinking like, oh, that's adorable. They're odd. The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple.
It's so cute. A couple of misfits.
The Odd Couple theme is a foxtrot. So we foxtrotted.
Yeah, we did. And I think people were like, that's adorable. They're both weirdos.
That's lovely.
And
Cute.
then we segued into a hustle to the theme from Shaft.
The song which probably defines disco well before its time.
It was so fun.
Theme from Shaft has all of the disco cliches and it works. I just think it's brilliant.
Well, it was really fun because no one was expecting it. And we didn't tell anyone. So people were just like,
What? Go and make it happen.
now it's a game.
Go
That's
and make it
hilarious.
happen. But we practiced very well to make it happen, and it
We
worked
did
well.
practice
We're
a lot.
Very happy with that. I'm glad with the results. at the
And
end
no
of the
one
day,
videotaped it, so don't even ask. It doesn't exist.
No.
But it was hilarious
My,
at the
my
time.
cousin said afterwards, "Oh, I should have brought the camera." I'm like,
She's like, I would have videotaped this if I'd known. We're like, we didn't tell
"No,
anyone.
just
You
as
know?
well you didn't. Memories are made of this."
It was.
At the end of the day, all I can say is go watch Shaft. The whole score is brilliant. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well,
I might go watch it after this.
we've got it. Could happen. I'd watch it any day
Or
of
Shaft's
the
Big
year.
Score.
Yeah, Big Score is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Shaft gets a car. Oh,
I know.
cruise around New York City in
on.
the hot car.
Hold on, we're talking cars. It's car talk.
Oh, he drives an AMC. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's a hot car.
Hold on.
John
It's
Shaft's
a 71 Chevrolet Chevelle.
Chevelle. SS is a bad mother. Oh, well, that is a hot car.
71 Chevrolet Chevelle
Look at that thing.
SS.
Hello.
It is a bad mother.
I want to check that thing out.
Yeah. I want to go to a car show and see that.
I do want to go to a car show and see that.
Car.
Because we've been to a car show and we've seen the 1970 Dodge Charger. It's a really great looking vehicle.
Good night, Jamie.
Hey! So great to see you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a boozy crowd, I understand.
I get it.
We have heard that in more than one set of circumstances.
Our wedding was so haphazard. We got a certificate. It did happen, but yeah, it was a little haphazard.
On the contrary, I believe it was well planned. Because
do you think so?
We actually did what we needed to do to make it legal, and we handed the reins to other people to make it fun. I do not obsess over the songs played at my wedding. I handed a bunch of records to my friend, John, and I said, "You're the DJ, make it good." He had good taste. He did.
I just have a memory of our wedding. We got married in Paul's mother's backyard.
True.
And I just remember going inside and using the powder room, which was the only powder room, and looking out the window and seeing a bunch of people trance dancing to Save a Prayer.
Duran Duran.
They were all just like... just looking out the window going, yep, okay, this is my wedding.
I didn't call that up. In fact, I probably would have said, no, don't bother. But one of our guests requested it.
They did request it. I think more than one requested it.
And at the end of the day, I thought, you've got it, you're playing it, you go with it.
It was just funny.
If that's not what I intended, people are enjoying it.
The rehearsal dinner was an even
important.
better story.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, it kind of does.
The rehearsal dinner. How can I'm going to tell this story delicately.
Please.
Camcorders were pretty expensive when I married my...
Oh.
Yeah.
They were not cheap.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
The camcorder dates back a really long way. The earliest versions of this thing date back to about 1967.
Which is not when you were with your
Which
first
is not
wife.
when you were with your first wife. No. You were a bit younger. So, they were really expensive then. It was like $1,200 to get one of these things.
All right, I'm going to tell a story that avoids the most delicate story, which should not be told on the internet, of our rehearsal dinner. Our wedding was in Paul's mother's backyard, so we also had our rehearsal dinner, which did we even have a rehearsal?
I don't recall that.
I don't either.
I think we just threw the party.
I think we just said, like,
Better
okay,
idea.
We'll do this over there, and that was our rehearsal.
Yeah.
So, but we invited people, because a lot of people were coming into town for this, to our rehearsal dinner, which was a cookout. And we had hot dogs, and we had burgers, and it was all going well. And then I went into the kitchen, and Paul and his two uncles and friends were eating a lobster, while everyone outside was eating burgers and hot dogs.
This is because my buddy Tom was working on the docks at the time, and when the lobster boats came in, the lobster boats will actually show you what is saleable as a lobster. It has to have 2 claws. If it does not, it is trash. But you don't want to, like, throw them back, so he actually brought us a bunch of gimpy lobsters. And he had a bag, and he just goes, like, oh, well, I got some lobsters. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So I told my mother about this. She said, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm like, you got to boil some water. So we cooked the lobsters, and of course my uncles, who are not dummies, repaired to the kitchen to find the crustaceans. I do the same now.
I'm sitting outside with the hot dog people. I come inside and they're all eating lobster. I'm like, what?
Don't be a dummy. Find the crustaceans, I'm telling you.
No.
If you're in Maryland, find the crabs. Damn.
Yeah, that was nuts.
You gotta do these things. That's what the good food is.
Man.
We still do lobsters with regularity. In fact, over this weekend, we have a good price at the local grocery store. We might do the same.
But of course, to get it, you have to go to the grocery store. Better you than me.
No.
Better you than me.
If you are actually practicing vegan right now, I'm sorry. We eat these things. We're not telling you should.
No.
So, well, we've had a lot of fun drinks here tonight.
Gimpy lobsters. Yes, actually, it was gimpy lobsters. I think that's what they called them.
You did. You did.
Yep.
It sounds insulting, but, you know, they
I
were
know,
laughing.
but it's just to go inside, and everyone outside is eating hot dogs, like, yummy, and then you go inside and they're all eating lobsters, like, what? I didn't get the VIP invitation to my own rehearsal dinner? Really?
We didn't
I'm just
intend to
saying.
exclude you.
I'm just saying. That's okay, I made my way, I busted my way in.
Well, you found it. You got some lobster.
Busted my way in to
Let's
my
be real.
own rehearsal dinner.
Let's be real. You gotta call the herd.
Yeah. Just saying.
Well,
Got another one in you, or are you done?
we've had some really great stuff tonight.
We have.
Yes, we have. We've gone over all of the appropriate 50s through 70s detectives.
And if we missed any, let us know.
Please. You know, we heard about some people we hadn't thought about, as a matter of fact. We're talking
See, we've
the
had
great
Honey West,
PIs of
Mannix,
yore.
Rockford, Charlie's Angels, and Heart to Dummy. I'm sorry, I have to call it Heart to Dummy. It's my father, so.
You didn't have a very high opinion of, well, Dummy. You know what I'm talking about.
Just saying.
Yeah. Big fun. There are all sorts of these fantastic characters who appeared on television. Some of them for very brief periods. Like Honey West was one season. It's crazy. The show was shot in black and white, and then it was not renewed because the producers thought, well, this other show is starting in the fall. It's going to compete. That show was The Avengers.
Well, you could always just shoot the next season in color.
I'm just saying, all these other shows did. We were just up at the Star Trek exhibit. That was the first season where everything went color. Well, so should you.
Bewitched.
Bewitched was black, white, then color.
Right?
A lot of shows
Just
were.
saying.
What can I say? Some producers are a bunch of dummies, even then.
Heart to Dummies.
So, at the end of the day, got some great names in there, got some great drinks in here, great concepts. This is all about the private detectives, not the cop shows and not the spy shows. That's something else. Because that's another show which we can do.
It just made me think of Lenny and Squiggy. He's like, we're under the covers detectives.
Yeah, we want you guys under the covers. Get out of here!
We're under the covers detectives.
Hilarious. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been unbelievable. Again, as it usually is. We've got some great drinks in here. You will see them tomorrow if you're a patron. All of them. If you're not, you'll see one of them. If you would like to be a patron, go to patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge, and that can help us out with this whole thing. If you have any ideas for a live show, whip it on us. We've already got some great ideas so far. Yep. I think Bar Trek is in the
Bar
near
Trek idea.
future.
Hilarious.
I need an Armin Shimmerman drink. I'm just thinking we need that. A Ferengi thing.
To it. We have the flask.
Oh, it's a wrap.
We bought it.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Yep.
It's
we
not
bought the
fun.
flask.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. But definitely. If we cannot source Saurian brandy, that's because it's mythological. But we might be able to find something good. A lot of fun.
We'll work it out.
Anyway.
Right. Oh, wait.
Oh, yep. Please,
hold on.
please.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you guys were here.
We're so glad you got the time to join us.
Yes.
From wherever you are, from all of us to all of you.
So, as long as you're here, I will say we'll be starting a little later next Thursday. Mm-hmm. So,
watch the time.
Please don't be surprised. We will still be live next Thursday. It will be later. Hopefully not too much later, but later.
Just a bit.
So if we're not live at 8, Don't you worry.
Don't
We'll
fret.
be live a little bit later.
Remember that we have to go live closer to 9, but who knows? It might be earlier than that. I will definitely be available. The equipment will be set up, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
As always, great ideas, send them our way. This is a hell of a lot of fun. We've got a lot of votes for the Mystery Machine tonight. As far as proud eyes go, well, they do as well as anybody. They get their man or woman. So, as always, we're so fantastically glad you could join us.